surprises me. He seemed to really put it on the line, this deal, saying, I might even kill it entirely.
Yeah, and remember, this is the CEO of Verizon. This is the highest levels of the company.
Yeah.
Personally involved in this process that had been going on for months and months. He comes in on February, there's this call with a key person on the board of Yahoo. They say, well, what if we said as much as $925 million for a cut? And they just kind of left it there, according to the regulatory filing. But again, that's way on the high level of some people's expectations. Some people thought maybe $500 million. $1 billion was sort of on the high end of what I was hearing, at least.
And then, so do we understand how they managed to come back from that, Yahoo, to whittle it down to $325 million?
Well, I mean, if you read the language, it's pretty broad. It's like, well, I would suggest maybe as much as this much, and then there kind of went from there. There was apparently a meeting about 10 days later in New York City, apparently their offices, and it sounded like it was in the morning. They came together. They said, what about $350 million in Yahoo? The Yahoo side said that. And so from there, they kind of came to an agreement, and that was with McAdam. And from there, things started to move pretty quickly, because within 2 weeks, we had the finalized deal. Again, after all these months and months of back and forth, after the disclosures on these, very big hacks.
I find it fascinating that Verizon CEO is playing such hardball, and then it seemed to actually relatively lowball it, what many felt. But how about Marissa Meyer coming out? We don't know what she's going to be doing next, but it looks as though she walks off with a decent chunk of change.
Yeah, no, she's going to be okay, apparently. $23 million now, that's down from actually as much as we thought it would be, some changes in some stocks and equities, et cetera. But yeah, $23 million looks to be the amount that she'll get. Now, again, you have to remember, she's actually taken some step backs on her pay. A couple weeks ago, she sort of put out this statement that she's not taking a bonus, pulling back on this year's bonus because, hey, this hack was really bad. It happened on my watch. I'm going to take some stuff off the table. But that said, of course, as you said, $23 million. Not bad. Not
too bad. Talk to us about the future then, because Altaba is where spins out what's left of Yahoo, the Japanese unit, and Alibaba. That's going to be held by McKinney. He's a board member and was at IDC.
Yeah, and he's going to be sort of taking the helm of this, what they're calling the fund, actually, which is a really good name, because it's nothing more than really these huge Asian assets. They have stakes in Alibaba, Yahoo Japan, all this very valuable, multi-billion-dollar stakes. And so they're going to have that, some other stuff, and what happens there, we don't know. But it's going to be at least, it looks like kind of a tracking stock probably on some of these other major holdings. So that's what he's going to be in charge of, as far as like, the day-to-day, the email, the website, all the stuff that we're kind of more familiar with out there. That's going all to Verizon.